The first one to kick off the Switch 2 post Switch 2 launch direct. It didn't really quite live up to the expectations. Well, expectations were a lot lower for me in the indie world, and there's actually a few notable games I want to go over with you guys. Then maybe equally or more exciting for a lot of you than that presentation is the official games lineup that Nintendo has confirmed that will be at Gamescom 2025, because literally this month we should have a lot of games that we want to see gameplay of in depth that we really haven't gotten a chance to see yet, now confirmed to be at Nintendo's booth, meaning we will get a ton of new footage for these upcoming big 2025 Nintendo Switch 2 games, including Metroid Prime 4 and Hollow Knight Silksong. So we're going to get on the same page with all of this info. Before we do, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on your bell notification to join Sunbro Nation if you're new here. And I want to first kick it off by highlighting what was at the Indie World 2025 presentation. First one of the year we've had, first one in the Switch 2 generation, and Nintendo did distinguish which games were coming basically just for the Switch that were going to work for backwards compatibility, and games that were getting native Switch 2 versions. And basically the first half of the event was almost entirely Switch 1 stuff. Then the second half of the event, almost everything outside of I think 1 or 2 games is also coming to Nintendo Switch, but it does have a dedicated Switch 2 version. So Mina the Hollower kicked us off. Listen, this is out October 31st. This looks absolutely fantastic. It's from the creators of Shovel Knight. The soundtrack I was vibing to like the entire time it was on screen.
What's up, Zane? What's up, Noah? What's up, Zayden? Nathan, how you doing, squad?
I just love this style of game.
Ooh,
SNES, Sega Genesis era throwback, but obviously you can do more with the visuals in that style nowadays. A demo dropped today that I will be hopefully checking out, but look into this one if it's not on your list already. It was definitely one of the highlights of the show for me. And then they had a really strong opening because they continued it with Well Dweller, which won't be out until 2026, but this reminded me of a classic Metroidvania layout. They showed, you know, a really nice map that looks like you're gonna have tons of exploration to do in this game. Cool music and art style as well. Varying combat abilities. It's pretty clear to me that you'll, you know, progress your combat abilities and gain more as you go. You can throw things at the wall to create platforms to get up them. You know, nothing revolutionary, but overall kind of a cool indie game to look forward to in 2026. Neverway is a 2026 game with a pixel art design from the Celeste team.
I freaking ate, man.
One. Lots of 2026 games here, but you know, also
that's bullcrud. Come on, man. Why would you? Yeah, man.
You know, nice enough looking one to maybe keep your eye on. It is Switch 1. Erdling is out August 21st, and yeah, it's what it sounds like. You're herding a group of animals around. Nice enough graphics. It seems like if you're into more environmental games that look really nice and, you know, you care about animals and want to lead them to the promised land, it's maybe a game that would be up your alley. They did say that there is environmental puzzles and stuff along the way that you'll figure out. Coming to Switch 2 August 21st. Is This Seat Taken was a shadow drop. It is a puzzle game where you basically move characters around in certain seats to progress through certain levels and challenges. Not really up my alley, but that is something that's available today on the eShop. So if that one interested you, you can literally purchase it now. Little Kitty Big City is getting a free new update later this year. No exact date, but at some point in 2025, where it looks like one of the big things is a new...
I know what you're thinking.
I'm so dumb, bro. I should have ate.
What's our secret?
Fine,
I'll spill. I totally.
Cat customization mode. So for all you cat fans out there, maybe
it's freaking bull crud, man. Hey, what's up, JR?
You know, one to look into. I will be skipping up on this personally. They did then kind of distinguish that that was the end of the Switch 1 only content, and they transitioned into a Switch 2 portion of the event. Granted, pretty much all these games outside of 1 or 2, as mentioned, did have the Switch 1 logo on it still, but you do have content warning, which the only way I can describe this game, like, you know, survival horror kind of cutesy style. It reminds me of if you did a prettier, more graphically advanced version of Among Us, but it does not have kind of the whodidit killer mystery aspect
Wow!
going on. It
I
seems like you
ate,
guys are
bro!
all trying
I
to
freaking
survive
ate!
as a
There's
team,
no way!
and then there's some kind of,
What?
you know, you make
How do I die twice in a row? I just re-geared, man.
get out and
Oh my
rewatch your
God,
footage
dude.
of the game that
No
you guys actually
fucking
made it
way,
out
bro.
together, and you saw, you know, the
No
parts where you got
fucking way,
attacked
bro. It
by
just
different people,
re-geared,
and
bro, and I
it's
fucking
kind of strange. You get up to like a certain layer, and then you're like on a couch watching what happened in the bunker below or whatever's going on in that
guys,
strange
just
house. But
wow,
hey, this one looks
bro.
all right. It's I'm
never
sure with
happened.
friends and family and stuff like that, it could be a lot of fun.
fucking happened,
Switch 1
bro.
and Switch 2, it's out in 2026. No official date just yet, but I'm sure you'll be getting that soon
Dude, that's
enough.
so
Ball Pit
sad.
for the Switch 2 version is confirmed for this fall.
God.
Switch 1, it did get an exact date of October 15th. I'm assuming Switch 2 might just need a
It was
little bit
easy
more
kills,
time
well,
than that.
bro.
The Devolver Digital game, auto-scrolling levels, and they compared it to like Loop Hero and some other games like that. It seems to be kind of rhythm-based, but action-adventure roguelike. And it looks cool enough for me for a 2025 Switch 2 game to maybe keep my eye on. Ultimate
you
Sheep
ATS or
Raccoon up to
888,
8
man?
player mode in this one, like side-scrolling bike trick game. It's out winter 2025. Didn't do a whole lot for me. I'm not sure exactly if you're trying to score the highest points compared to your friends, or if you're trying to finish the course first. It looked more trick-based, so I'm assuming some kind of point system, but this one kind of flew by pretty quick. Glaciered, which is kind of a cool sci-fi futuristic Earth story where Earth is basically encapsulated in a layer of ice, and you are an evolved dinosaur or descendant of a dinosaur, and you're basically going around and taking out a bunch of bad guys underneath in an oceanic world. Melee and range abilities, all real-time combat. Looks, you know, cool enough, especially if you're into dinosaurs and beasts and stuff like this. This was one of the few Nintendo Switch 2 exclusives at this event, and it will be out holiday 2025. So this indie developer did actually get a dev kit to where they can have a Switch 2 exclusive game out for this year for the Switch 2. This one looks kind of cool and maybe worth keeping your eye on as we inch closer to its release. We then closed out with a sizzle reel with a bunch of different games that were on screen, so it was kind of hard to, you know, take notes on literally everything that the games had to offer, because you literally got to see some of them for like 5 to 10 seconds, and that was it. But Winter Burrow is out winter 2025. Undusted Letters from the Past is out October 2025. Tiny Book Shop is a shadow drop that's available today. Cave of Cud is winter 2025. Strange Antiquities is September 17th. Opus Prism Peak is fall 2025. And Go-Go Town, which actually kind of looked like, I guess, one of the more standout games. It reminded me a little bit of a more fast-paced, like Animal Crossing, farming simulator type of gameplay loop real quick, but flew by like everything else. It's a spring 2026 game. And
gotta be playing with me, fool.
and then UFO 50 is also a shadow drop available today. So for a fast-paced, just over 15-minute presentation, I felt like we learned about a lot of different quality indies. I will say that this is probably worth, you know, rewatching and actually spending some extra time if there were games that caught your attention, and you can find out more of the specifics on when some of these you have pre-orders already, other ones you don't. But all things considered, from Nintendo presentation and the track record that has been going on past Switch 2 launch for an Indie World presentation, this was a solid one in my personal opinion. So make sure to let me know in the comments down below from you guys what, if anything, piqued your interest out of this Indie World presentation that we saw take place today. Okay, and the next and maybe bigger update for a lot of you guys watching this video outside of the Indie World presentation, we got confirmation of when we're going to see probably quite a bit of new detailed gameplay that we have not seen in many games that we are looking forward to for Nintendo Switch 2 in 2025. As you can see the headline over at Nintendo Everything, which outlines Nintendo confirms Gamescom 2025 lineup, Hollow Knight Silksong, Elden Ring, Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate, and more. From the Big N itself, it will be showing both released games as well as new ones. Highlights include Pokemon Legends ZA and Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. From third parties, this is where things get more interesting. Elden Ring and Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate will both be playable at Gamescom's booth. These two titles have released elsewhere, but have only been shown on Switch 2 thus far once, which was back in April for the Nintendo Direct unveil. Also, for the Hollow Knight Silksong fans out there, yes, this one is showing up as well. Now here's the full official lineup. Borderlands 4 will be playable with the demo. Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition is already out. Not a big deal there. Donkey Kong Bonanza also already out. EA Sports FC 26, another existing one. I think that's out right now, if I'm not mistaken. Elden Ring Tarnished Edition. This will be the first time we get to see more detailed gameplay, kind of see what the performance is looking like on the Switch 2 edition of this game. I personally am very excited to replay Elden Ring on my Switch 2, having that versatility of being able to take it on the go and play it wherever you're at, in addition to just, you know, kind of being excited for FromSoft's big first open world title to be playable for Nintendo Switch 2 owners out there. Like, this is going to be a ton of content. It has the entire base game plus the DLC. You're clocking in over 100 hours easily going through both of those, and even if you're only sticking to the main objectives, like, you can literally go so much further than that if you want to in this game, but you could also do it quicker if you wanted to as well. But still, tons of content, tons of crazy difficult boss fights. Can't wait to replay that on Switch 2. Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate. This will be a cool one to keep our eyes on as well, kind of for what the performance level looks like, in addition to realizing that, like, we're likely getting the entire Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy, and this will kind of set the stage for what this is going to look and perform like on the Switch 2 version. It'll be cool to see it in handheld mode, see what that performs like. And then you do have Hades 2 next up. This is definitely one on my list for 2025 of games that I want to complete and play through. Hades 1 was absolutely fantastic. This one looks to be even better in a lot of different aspects. Another action adventure roguelite, and it'll be pretty cool to see some additional demo footage of this. Obviously, everybody knows the situation with Hollow Knight Silksong and how long it's been since that game has been announced to ultimately it will be released. We've seen it, you know, rated. We've seen it have back-end pre-order pages and stuff like that, and we've heard official communication that it's coming out holiday season 2025, but we just don't know exactly when that's going to be. Xbox seems to have more of the marketing rights for this game at this point, but it is playable at Nintendo's booth at Gamescom, so that's a pretty cool thing. You're going to be able to play this directly on the Switch 2 if you are for some reason going there, or like me, you will be able to appreciate new things we see online from a gameplay perspective. Mario Kart World will of course be there. We know plenty about that game. It's all in everybody's hands that bought a Switch 2 pretty much, because the attach rate is like 97+% on that game. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. This is definitely the most hyped title for me personally. The number one 2025 most anticipated game on my list that is not out yet is absolutely this game. The fact that we've been talking about it since literally 2017 with that initial splash screen logo, and then we had to get it rebooted in 2019, and we're finally going to have it out this year, which Nintendo has reconfirmed. It's still a 2025 game on their lineup. It is playable at this upcoming presentation. Yeah, we're going to get Prime 4. We just don't know when. I am more leaning towards a November game at this point in time. Maybe it still slots into that late September time slot, but I really expect this one to be the November game potentially. The further in that we wait to get some kind of release date for this, but absolutely cool to know that we're going to have some extra gameplay footage and extra demonstration of this game that we have not seen so far. Nintendo GameCube, Nintendo Classics will be there, but the interesting part is it's not specified if it's only the games that are already out, or if Nintendo may be teasing something that, let's say, they announced but isn't out yet playable for everybody else. That is a possibility. Pokemon Legends ZA, which will be the big holiday game, I guess from a marketing perspective for Nintendo, as it is the bundle pack-in game for the Switch 2, starting in October 16th, whenever it actually comes out, and Mario Kart World will obviously go away. Anyway, that's going to be playable at this conference as well, and again, another one that I kind of want to see more uninterrupted gameplay, you know, seamlessly going around doing different challenges and side quests and tasks and catching Pokemon, and kind of seeing more of the natural flow of this game. We're going to get a lot of gameplay footage out of this, which is pretty cool. And Super Mario Party Jamboree TV edition, which really Nintendo kind of botched the DLC on that one. It's already out. I didn't pick it up, but it does seem like Jamboree TV is a totally separate hop-in content thing, which I just think was a silly thing for them to do. They should have incorporated it into the main game so it's not also fragmented and stuff like that. But anyway, if you want to know when the dates are happening for these games to kind of watch out for when you're going to start seeing all the online footage pop up, it is August 20th through the 24th that Gamescom 2025 will be taking place, and Nintendo's participating in this in a big way. They're bringing a lot of games that are not out yet, many of which we really want to see new details on, so I'm personally hyped for it. But let me know your takeaway of the Indie World presentation today, as well as all of the
What'd you
list
eat
of
there, man?
new games for Nintendo Switch 2 that are big for 2025 that will be playable at Gamescom 2025. Are you excited to see further details and footage of any of these games? Do you think we get a Nintendo Direct presentation that details a lot of this stuff sometime before the 20th, which would be when Gamescom happens? Or do you think this is actually going to be the first detailed look we've gotten at a lot of these games outside of a Nintendo presentation, and that Nintendo actually doesn't hold any kind of additional presentation before these games are playable in people's hands? So make sure you share all your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below before you leave, regardless if we agree or disagree. Also, make sure you like, subscribe, turn your notification bell. And with that, I've been Sunbro, you've been Nation. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Bro,
Great, dude.
you've been nation. How's your operation? It was good, brother.
You know what she's gonna do? She's gonna come in.
It's a green tea for it heals you, brother. What's that, serve?
Here and throw him under the bus because she doesn't care about her kids.
No.
She's gonna use him as a scapegoat. She's gonna get off
Yeah.
scot free.
This is the final chapter in the interrogation saga of D'Antonio and Willie Mae Thornton, a gripping case where the truth slowly emerges in the cold, silent.
We're gonna make so much gold today, guys. Just give me a moment.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile.
What's
Did you know
up,
that Mint's
Pixie?
unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back?
Anna?
I lost my Ralph. Oh, I gave him 6 years of my life. What's going on in my mind?
This is James Clement, the caretaker of 92-year-old Ralph Schuerman, currently losing it after finding him dead. But as James tries the killer equivalent of a dog ate my homework,
What did he hit his head on inside?
Well, I don't know if he did. He said the dog did it to him.
detectives will realize that hidden beneath this seemingly kind face is a cruel and twisted old man, one that hides horrifying secrets.
I'm gonna show you something. Look at his eye. Look at his face. Look at his chin. And you're gonna sit here and tell me you think dogs did this to
Why is he
him?
running,
I don't
bro?
know how he's black and blue. He must have fallen.
Why would Ralph call and tell people that you abused him? I think, and everyone else is gonna think, that you did something here.
Hey,
In the early morning hours of September 26, 2021,
Play
police
two,
in
you can
Iron
play that
River,
game.
Michigan were contacted by a local hospital regarding a suspicious death. For the death of a 92-year-old man to be considered suspicious, you know the signs of foul play had to be anything but subtle. Ralph Schuerman was an animal lover, musician, and former rodeo clown who had lived with 72-year-old Jim Clement, serving as his caretaker for 6 years. And yes, I did really say former rodeo clown. Jim, who was locally known as Mr. Entertainment for performing at nursing homes, definitely lives up to the name. However, probably not in the way he'd like. After learning the death warranted a homicide investigation, detectives arrived at Jim and Ralph's home to question him about what happened. The following footage was provided to us via FOIA request from Iron County Sheriff's Office in Michigan.
Oh God, this is horrible.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Oh, did you know he died?
Yeah.
Very sorry.
Oh, you know what happened? I figured out what happened.
What?
I went out to feed my dogs, and he went up. I couldn't figure out because I found my phone. He broke my phone, and he wanted me to feed his cat. I said he had I couldn't figure out what he had, why he was bruised on his eyes.
Okay.
And I said, well, what happened? He said my dog did it. And I think he got up to feed the cat and he fell over because he's not supposed to do that. I usually watch him 24 hours a day, and just that time I didn't do it.
This boy is strong.
6 years of my life. Did you find out that he passed away?
Yeah, and anytime that someone passes away, we gotta be thorough, so we gotta come back, talk to you. And...
Yeah, I kind of think that he got up and he said to me, I said, what happened to your eye, Ralph? You hit your eye. He said, oh, the dog jumped on me.
Okay.
But that's not what it was. I think he got up because if I don't do something for him right away, he's kind of bullheaded and he goes up and does
Ain't gonna do nothing. Try it again.
What time did he? Where was he when he got up?
He was
to
in
go
bed.
Okay.
He went back to bed, and I said, Ralph, I'll cook you dinner. And he said, okay. And then he said, well, I don't get it because I watch over so close. I don't get it. I don't leave the yard. I'm going to lie for yard for 5 minutes. I spent 6 years saving him from everything. It's just terrible. I don't know how he must have banged his head, but I banged his head when I was trying to get him in charge. But I noticed that he had hit his head, and I couldn't figure out what that was. But when I found my phone on the floor, my other one, he broke it.
Okay.
Can you show me where that was at?
Where
he banged his head?
Dude,
right here. I freaking ate, bro. I swear to God.
That has nothing to do with that. He was already right here.
Chance so much.
Oh, yeah, I was going here trying to lift him in there, and he fell on the
I'm gonna
ground.
kill him here.
And it's just terrible.
And he knows how to eat.
I saved him for 6 years from people want to turn the plug on him. I think they could have done something for
We
me.
ain't gonna hit 55 bucks.
Drain that or something. Is there a way to drain
A
something?
little fire cake switch.
I haven't cried and I just started. I don't get what's wrong with me. I so protective. I live my life around him. I don't even go out 15 minutes away from him.
So why were you trying to bring him to the hospital?
Why? Because when he hit his head, he said, Jim, well, I don't know if he hit his head, but he said, I got a headache. So I gave him an aspirin. And then he said, why'd you give me a nitro? Because my arm hurts a little bit. And I said, okay. And then I went into the kitchen. He said, I'm hungry. I'll go get this. And when I came back, it was funny. I don't get it. He was breathing and he wasn't breathing. He was like, was that called Incluse?
So what did he hit his head on inside?
Well, I don't know if he did. He said dog did it to him. His dog jumped on his face, and that's why the black marks were all over his dogs jump on him. And I said, Ralph, you can't do that.
How many dogs do you have?
We have 5 dogs. Okay. But 3 are his and 2 are mine.
Okay.
But he turns around and I said, Ralph, you can't do that. You're on blood thinners. You can't do that. You can't do that, Ralph. And then he gets mad at me. And then he says, I'll do what I want. I'm 92 years old and you can't tell me what I do. So I said, okay. And then I said, how come you have that mark on your eye? And he says to me, the dog did it. But I think he got up. Or I don't know. Maybe he did hit it, but I have no idea. But I did. When I went to get him in here, I couldn't lift him. You saw how heavy he was. Horrible. And
Just do it heals you.
Morning. I gave my life for him. I lost my home to save him from everybody that wanted to pull the plug on him.
I want to rematch this client.
His family. Okay. But it's over. We got them all back together. They're all cool. Okay. But it's just hitting me right now, and I'm having a real because my life for 6 years. I don't leave.
Yeah, he's not double
Just
binging.
take a deep breath. Okay, we're here to offer condolences.
Oh,
Okay.
God, what am I gonna do?
I know. One.
I'm gonna lose my home. I don't have nothing. I bought this home to give him a home because they threw him in. I'm gonna say this: they threw him in a nursing home and they forgot him. And he begged me to take him, and I just lost Ron, the gentleman. I raised his family from cancer.
Oh boy, now.
And I end up.
Who's Ron?
Ron was Pellicone. I raised
brother.
his family. He died of cancer.
He should have ate so like twice, bro. We'll take it.
Jim has the right to remain silent. He does not, however, have the ability. In fact, for the next 7 months that detectives interrogate him, he will reach out to talk to them far more than they ever reach out to him. It's surprising that they didn't want to hire him on the team after he gave them this opening line.
Oh, you know what happened? I figured out what happened. What?
That's the sound of a detective who knows he's about to have to sit through the most bogus story of all time.
How did you meet Ralph?
Ralph was in a nursing home and he admired me as a singer in Florence. And they were being real mean to him. Terrible.
Who was?
Okay. And one guy even put his nose and took his money. Horrible. So Ralph begged me and I just lost my family to cancer. And he said, would you take me here? And he said, I admire you. So I made him a singer. We have a show on Wednesday. In fact, in the morning we were singing polkas and we were going to start a polka band. But we have to be there for Wednesday for Northwoods in Escanaba. So I said, in fact, the program is the 70s. So Ralph and I were practicing in the morning, and he was just fine. I don't understand.
That was Wednesday?
No, same day. That was the day before he died. What's Saturday?
Okay. Right.
I don't understand that. I don't understand why God could be so cruel. I'm tired. I've raised families. I've done everything, and it's horrible. And I'm almost 70 years old. And I wanted to give Ralph at least 6 months. He should have died last year. I lost my home fighting for him because they would have pulled the plug in Iron Mountain. And they misdiagnosed for him. He had gallbladder.
Okay.
So then when I took him out and brought him to Marquette, but I have no rights. I get told, where's the button to turn you off? You don't know who I am. And my house burns up while I'm trying to save Ralph at the hospital. And I lose everything. And I'm not a bad person. I'm a good person.
Well, who did that to you? Who did that to you?
They did that at the hospital. But the family, I got them all together now. It's over and done with. I got them all together. But I haven't had a chance to go. Just like for 6 years, I've done nothing.
Big hits.
Not even leave 2 feet from me.
This guy's hard to kill.
I got called queer for taking care of me. It's terrible how you treat older people like that. You don't. And you know, his dogs were a little rough. Of course, he's on that blood thinner. And I said, Ralph, day before yesterday, I said, you can't let those dogs jump on you like that. He's got 2 West Highland Terriers. And then I got him a cat. And when I go and I make sure he has all his vitamins and all his fruit, he's mad at me. He doesn't like bananas, but he's got to have that for potassium, you know. But he was a wonderful, wonderful gentleman. He's the most precious part of my life. I don't know what to do. I don't know if I can keep this. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Jim, you said people called you queer. I mean, were you two dating?
No,
no,
we were just best friends. He was gay though.
Okay,
we never had.
Okay.
Okay.
So I guess describe your relationship.
We were the best friends, and we became family.
Okay.
I was like his son that he never had.
Their relationship is close, but something tells us it isn't exactly a father-son type. At least, we hope not, given what he says in his later ramblings.
And you know something? I was his lover, but not his lover. Does that make sense? It wasn't gay thing. I was his lover. He treated me as if I was his wife, actually. And I keep telling him I'm not your wife, but he said, I'm not. I just love you, Ralph. We're soulmates. We came to help each other. I saved you from them leaving you in the nursing home, and he was tried to commit a few times. So I've brought him back to life over probably 100 times.
We'll just let that clip speak for itself.
Did you find out that he died?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and like I said, we're just here trying to figure out what exactly happened.
Oh,
So
it was just awful.
So from the beginning.
Here, bet. Oh, stank in here. Like, kind of bad, bro. Hey, Big Amber. You a good girl, mama. Yeah. Excuse me, mama. Amber's here. Amber's here.
I don't know what happened because he didn't seem like he was any problem. I don't get it. I don't get it. And he was mad at me because I didn't feed his cat. I was out with his dog to put it outside, and when I came in, he said, "Oh, I fed my cat," but he didn't tell him. I said, "What happened to your eye?" He said, "Oh, the dog did that." But I think he got up and he probably bumped his head, maybe. But I don't know. But on the other hand, he said the dogs jumped on him. So I mean, running across him. He's got a cat that I got for him a couple weeks ago, and he loves that cat. It's horrifying. These animals love him. It's horrifying. How do I?
What time was this at? Again?
This was probably about 10 o'clock
in the evening.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I was making his dinner, and then he sent me out to go here and get his dogs out. But
Oh,
before I
wow.
went, he
Breath
said, "Oh, my
smells.
cat needs food," and I said, "Ralph, just be patient. I'll be back in." But you see, he doesn't do that. He doesn't listen.
Okay.
It's horrifying.
Yeah.
And I said, "Ralph, you can't do that." And then he gets nasty and tells me I'm no good and all that.
Okay.
That's what he does.
Was he pretty grumpy at times?
He's grumpy all the time.
Okay.
But then he said before he went to bed, he said, "That happened." I said, "What happened to your eye and over here?" He said, "Oh, the dog did that." And I said, "Ralph, you can't do that."
What time was this at?
This was around 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't look at the time. I couldn't
Okay.
find my phone, so I
Yeah,
didn't
and
know
that,
what
you
it
know
was.
what? That's not that big of a deal for me.
No.
You know, I'm just kind of curious to see
What am I going
happened.
to do with
Love
my
you.
life? With my life? I
Mhm.
do
That
nothing
boy.
else.
What happened
I
from
fight against these people who went over there and wanted his animals. They made it just miserable up until yesterday.
Jim? What happened from like 10 o'clock till the ambulance
I
came?
put him to bed and he said, "Jim, I love you. You are the best thing in the world, and I love my home."
Is there anything special you do putting them into bed or anything?
I have to lift him. He's like heavy.
Okay.
My God, I'm not supposed to do that. And then I had accidentally punctured my main artery, and I was having here.
This guy,
She had
energy skilled
and I just got over cellulitis with bee sting. I almost died a month ago. So I went up there, and her ladder slipped, and I went flying down, and I broke my finger here. So I don't have any money. I don't have anything. I can't even go to the hospital because I'm over 70 years old.
How did you get money?
I went over there and I have to pay them $200 for that office call.
Right? How did you guys?
Well, my
Make a
house
living.
burnt down, and then for 40 years I raised this family, and they lost their farm. I paid for it. I sold my home. I worked part-time jobs. I sent the kids to college. I did all that. I learned to be a cake decorator. I learned to be a caterer. All so those kids could have something. And because you keep secrets, I tell you secrets up in. They were dope and drugs. This is very important to hear this. Why I'm the person who I am. Nobody does this to somebody, and turned around and they the wife caught. I didn't even know Ron. I had a car accident here in 1980. Don't remember nothing for 5 years. My mother said, "Go up there and help them out." Horrible drug addicts, drunks, horrifying people up there. They're all related, so you can't say it. Even the law is related up there, so you don't. And politics, you don't say nothing.
And yet here is Jim saying absolutely every thought that pops into his head. Well, every thought that he thinks makes him look like a martyr at least.
I haven't slept in a bed for 40 years. I sit on a chair next to Ralph to see that he's all right.
What time did Ralph go to bed last
No
night?
way,
It was
bro.
about 10 o'clock.
After
Fuck off. Oh,
It was
hello?
about 10 o'clock, I would think.
Dude,
'cause
why
he
do
said-
I always keep the
and then he
berserker
said he
ringing?
didn't
I
want
guess
to
my
eat because he had a headache.
Okay.
And that's what
That's
he said.
so wild.
Okay.
I just
Amazing.
expect-
That's good.
And then I went back and I was cooking his dinner. I said, "Here's your dinner."
Okay.
And
Where
he-
was he then?
He was in bed.
Okay.
but he said he didn't want to
Lucky
eat.
orange
He didn't
you
want to
kid.
eat. He said he had a headache.
Okay.
Prior before that, 9 o'clock, he wanted to eat, but I was taking care of his dogs. I said, "Can you
Cancel
wait a
flip
minute?
out of
Your
him,
cat."
bro.
He said, "This is fine." And this happened. I don't know what he did. He could have climbed back in and hit the back of his head on the bedpost or something. I don't know. I don't know if the dog did hit him in the face and it causes that. Does that make
Loser,
sense?
call me
I don't know.
planter, bro.
But they also said that with the blood thinners in the brain of a 92-year-old man, Ralph should have been dead 6 years ago. I brought him back, and
How'd you
that's
bring
why.
him back?
Because I went up there and took him to the misdiagnosed, and I took him to Marquette, and then I had to do all the medical work on him. I've always done the medical work on him. I take care of him day and night.
Yeah.
Go to hospitals. They all want to turn the plugs on him. So he had 6 years of his life that he never had.
So
Love and care and I fight for the elderly. Does that make sense?
Very good.
Yes, I worked at Medicare when I was 16 years old, and I worked extra shifts for nothing. And on holidays, I would bring that in. I can't stand that anybody would hurt an elderly person.
so
Did you ever put hands on him?
No,
No. Okay.
no. I was lifting him,
Okay.
but his dogs did that. Never. No, we had a good relationship.
Okay.
okay.
Yeah. He was so black and blue because I was trying to fell on
So
the
how did
floor.
why were you bringing him to the hospital then?
Because he was incoherent. He was nothing.
What time?
Describe what was he doing?
I can't remember. I went there and he was.
What time did you go there?
I went there at, I can't remember even the time because I couldn't find a phone. And my phone was, I couldn't find a phone. So then I was going to call the ambulance and I thought, oh my God. And then because he must have knocked the phone out, my phone on the floor. It's
Your 10, guys.
Cell phone. That's his phone. Mine's broken.
Okay.
And so then I run outside and I tried to get him in here into my car and then he kind of smacked his head, but I was holding on to him.
Yeah, it's your 10,
and he got his
boy.
leg caught in the wheels and he weighs about 200 pounds. It's like, well, I'm a little person. And then of course you're holding on to him like this. And then even them, when they lift it up, they left notes in him. You know, and it's so sad because he's the most wonderful person in the world.
Okay.
And you know, it's so hard when you're on blood thinners, you can't even touch a person. And when I was trying to get him in the car, his skin ripped. You can't do nothing. It was hard. And I'm a little person. I have a ruptured disc. It was horrible.
Okay.
I've done all of it. And today I'm having a hard time. I get these Charlie horses now because I must have pulled that out. But he is a wonderful person. And I got all the family together, which is a wonderful thing.
I want no problem. I want the smoke like a goblin.
How so?
You want the smoke, then I rock 'em.
What are you gonna do now? Yeah.
I don't know. What are you gonna do?
Help me out. Where would his bed be in the house?
It's right here.
Play a horror game? I'm good, brother.
Okay. He's got
He's
5
got weed?
downstairs.
No, I don't
Yeah.
smoke.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do not
I
smoke.
couldn't. I made a bedroom downstairs.
Okay.
What's up,
And it's
Wesley?
just horrible because he runs the whole house. TV, everything. I got all that for him. And he runs the whole house. He has to watch his channels. It's fine because I don't watch TV anyway. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know? But he's always so happy. That's the farm channel. And it's just horrible.
Can you follow
I
me?
just feel so bad because he kept saying he had a headache. I said, what happened to your eye? He said, oh, the dog jumped on me. Could have.
Yeah, I could follow you,
Because
bro.
he's on such extremely blood thinners that you could even touch him. Even the ambulance people said, oh my God. I said, look at this. He's bleeding. You can't do anything. And, you know, it's just horrifying for me that I didn't do it. I didn't do it. And he said, well, I'm going to go to bed. I love you, Jim. You're the best thing, and I love my home. That's the last words he said.
Those are some pretty specific last words, and as the autopsy will soon reveal, definitely not even close to what the 92-year-old likely said as he was dying.
Is that his shoe over there?
Yeah, I was trying to drag him down, and his leg got caught in the wheelchair, and I just couldn't do anything. I'm so desperate.
Where did his leg get caught?
Right in that wheelchair.
Okay.
And then his dogs jumped on him, and of course, all of us were pulling on him and yanking him up from his rear end, and he's on blood thinners.
You said all of us.
The ambulance.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I helped him, and he said, "Oh my God, we had a hard time getting him on." Thing. But then his sister said, "He's 92 years old. What you did for him, you just told me." You know. Now there's a difference between me and his wife.
She called
His wife. He married his wife for conveniences.
Who's his sister?
His sister's Barbara. She called me just now, and I shouldn't even. They didn't even call to tell her her brother died.
Oh, really?
Called you on what?
You won't repeat this, will you?
No.
No.
Please. This family was so terrible. They threw him in the nursing home and forgot him.
Who would that be?
His wife. He married. No, take care. There you go.
Thank you.
His.
Hit me
No, I don't
back,
want this
bro.
ever repeated. He married Fran to give her his insurance.
Okay.
And when he broke his leg, she threw him in the nursing home and forgot him. Took all his stuff. And he said that every day of his life. Well, I brought them all back together. His son lives in Appleton, or wherever he lives, down by Appleton. And he turned around and they just left him. It was so sad. How do you treat your people like that?
So he married Fran for insurance, you said?
Yeah, she wants his insurance. She gets all his beneficial. I get nothing. I got
Are
all
you
the
talking-
work. I'm lost.
Are you talking life insurance?
Life insurance, his social security, not social security, but the pension.
Okay.
She gets $250. Ralph said, Jim, you're not queer, but I am. But I would like to divorce my wife and marry you and give you the right to
Okay.
$250 a month. I would never do that because that's not a very. I'm not that, so I didn't want that. I'll take care of you, Ralph. I do all this. I go without. It's fine.
So his
And then
sister
when
called you today?
The sister called me. We were already close. I bring them all together. I call everybody every
She called
day.
you on your phone?
She called me on my phone, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she's wonderful, Barbara.
Okay.
She said my brother wouldn't even be alive here 6 years ago if it wasn't for you. I'm a good person. And I feel really bad because I told
You
Ralph.
more know from taking care of Ralph.
Everybody. I'm taking care of two generations of children. And then they turned around and told the kids that I killed their mother because they caught me in bed with Ron. And that's what I had to live, and I had to keep my. And when his family came over, I just sit in my own house in the kitchen, and I had to make their beds and do all that. I even took care of his mother, and I left my family, and I have to live with that. My mother died; she was supposed to come live with me, and died before I could do that. Oh, isn't that nice? It's really nice.
It's been less than 30 minutes, and Jim has mentioned that he doesn't like men 4 separate times. One of these times includes his long tangent about how he didn't sleep with his old friend, Ron's wife. He did, however, allegedly raise his children with Ron after he and his wife separated for totally unrelated reasons. Something tells me it wasn't quite a full house arrangement going on in that situation.
He is the most amazing man I ever knew.
Want the smoke, then I rock 'em.
I really appreciate that you came here. Yeah. I hope they're not making trouble
brother?
because I don't want no trouble with
No,
you.
nobody's making trouble. We just had to follow up.
I know.
That's what we do.
What am I going to do with my life?
What game is this? This is old school RuneScape.
If you want to build an app and have no idea how to code
What, I'm
or
climbing
where to
boots.
start, check out Base 44. I built this daily habit tracker that helps users log small wins, track their mood, reflect on past entries, and see how far they've come. It's fully functional, and I didn't write a single line of code.
There you go.
You start by describing
Thank
your
you.
idea, what you want it to do, the features, the look and feel. Now watch Base do its magic, designing the interface, building the database, wiring the logic. It's like asking a team of engineers, designers, and product managers
Oh,
to
snap,
create your
Dragon
vision
Claws.
instantly.
That's my
Once you have your first version, you just keep going. I add dark
That's
mode,
my-
polish the transitions, and make sure it works smoothly across devices. The best part? I can just stay in flow. No blockers, no switching tools, just building. So start with your idea. Base 44 does the rest.
I ain't gonna hit without climbing boots, bro. Like after every hit. Be a nice smite for me. Come on, smite him. That's a oh, he smited. Wow. Speak of the devil. This is a smite right here, bro.
You know, anytime someone dies, Jim, we just have to be thorough. Okay.
You guys are special. Thank you. I'm so glad we have good cops or police officers. I should call you a cop. Are you a cop?
Kind of.
You're not offended by that, are you?
No.
Okay. And I just think it's wonderful. And I just really have a really hard time. And I thank you for stopping. But he was, anything you touch him, I was trying to touch him. His dogs jumped on him. He said, that's my dogs. I can do what you want. Anything that, I think he got an over amount of his, what is it called, that blood thinner or whatever it's called. Whatever that is. Blood thinner. You put him on a Plavix. It's a blood thinner.
Okay.
And I was told that with an older person, that when you have that, anything, he was upset because I told him I was going to get rid of his animals, and he was mad at these people. I have to live here. And he said, I'm so mad. I could just, why do you let those people you, Jim? And he said, I'm mad, I'm going to stick up for you. And when I came in, he was like, so it even could have been an emotional situation.
Not sure if he's benched.
They said with those, that blood thing or whatever it is. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I have no idea.
I can
You want to
smite
get him
this.
to the hospital because he's
Smite him?
having some kind of medical episode?
Well, when I went to go get him after he said he had a headache,
Okay.
and I
That's
said,
a
we'll get you
power
in bed,
amulet.
Ralph. So we put him in bed, and he's laying down there, and all of a sudden I look, and he's,
Try to kill
and
him
I
here,
said,
I
oh,
guess.
Ralph, I got your dinner
If
ready, and I went back to him, and he wouldn't wake up.
Okay.
And
I
then
should-
I thought,
should try
oh
to
my
smite
God,
him, but-
he took
I should have tried to smite him, bro. It's so sad.
4 nitros.
Okay.
And that can lower his blood
How
pressure.
do you know?
Because I gave him 1, and then at 20 minutes later, I gave him 2 or 1, and then I left 2 there to go over there. This is like early in the day, and he can take his own pills.
Okay.
And last time he did that, his blood pressure went so low, and I thought that's what it was. So I'll let him sleep. You know, he'll get over it.
Mm-hmm.
But he was having sore arm, and he was having chest pains and a headache. So that's what the doctor told me to give him. So they said it wouldn't hurt him. So I thought his blood pressure dropped, because the last time he did that, I had to bring him for blood pressure, and I made him take all those blood pressure pills off.
Okay.
Yeah, because they gave him too many, Plavix and all that. So then that makes him very susceptible to having what they call a brain bleed. I've never heard of it, but they told
What's
me
going
that.
on? Playing RuneScape,
So you gave
brother.
him 4 nitros?
No,
Game
I
is
gave
cool.
him
It's called
1.
RuneScape.
Okay.
Then he took another 1.
All right.
And then I left the bottle there, and I left the bottle there, and I think he took 1 more. And these people know how I protected him.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, Matt. good
What's all
luck.
that blood from? Is that from last night?
Where?
Right there.
No, that's me.
Oh.
I had an artery cut. See,
Oh,
see,
okay.
feel that. I want you to feel that.
We're
Would you
not.
feel that? Look at that.
Yeah, we can see it.
I
No,
put
I-
it. I
there's
thought
a-
I grabbed.
It's like a nut.
Ralph called
Okay.
me. Ralph called me, and I was trying to fix the dishwasher
He's not gonna
last
scold.
week. And Ralph said, "Jim, I need you right now." And I thought I grabbed a screwdriver, and I grabbed a meat fork, and my foot slipped.
Oh,
And that little door off, and it went right through here and right out here.
jeez.
And bro, where's that?
How long ago was that?
He was so worried about me. So worried about me. When I should be worried about him.
Yeah.
And I couldn't hold anything. I broke this finger. I don't think people are very nice anymore. I'm an entitled performer that's always given my life to the less fortunate. I go in poverty to take care of people. And yet, look at what happened up in Felch. Turned around and all those dope addicts and said that I killed your mother. Right? And the kids turned on me. And I had nothing. After all those years, someone called to
Good
raise
night,
the
brother.
grandchildren, raise the great-grandchildren. And yet I had no rights. I sit out in the
3.3
thing
mil.
and I take care of it. It's not fair. You know? So sad. You know? Hi, Alice. I lost my Ralph. Oh, what do I do? I can't do this. I'm so sorry. I want you to think of it. Oh,
Hey.
hi, Alice. We
Nice
lost
little
my
move.
Ralph.
I say to myself, come on. God.
What's going on in my mind?
Nice little loot, I
No,
say
the
so
kid
myself.
was so special. My God, I wouldn't let him out of my sight. He used to holler at me.
What's up,
I can
Nikki
do things on
Calendars?
my own. No, you gotta let me help you, Ralph. You fall down, you know what's gonna happen, Ralph. You know what your family's like. They'll sue me if you fall down. I'm not a relative. They do that. You know? Ellis knows how good I was to him. Ellis was my life.
I know, Jim. I know.
What did I do? I gave up everything. I live in poverty for all these people. I don't know. Where am I to go? What am I doing?
You're gonna be okay, Jim.
No, I just.
Oh,
I
took a
couldn't go in there,
headshot.
and I go on the phone just a minute ago when his sister called, and I said, "Barbara, my stink was. I can't talk to you about 2 minutes. I gotta get it with Ralph."
Oh my gosh,
It's
another
like-
fight with a Risker.
Come on, Heart. We got it on 100. We got it on max spin. Whoa! We need some excitement in our lives, Miss Queenie. Let's go. Oh, we got it. Oh, shit. We got it. Come on, jackpot. This could be really good. That's super good. That's huge.
I don't think
Very
so.
Nice. 2,700. That was huge. We need that major. Oh man, we got another one. That was 1,008. That was good, y'all. Ooh, we got a 10x. How big is that? How big is that?
Functioned. I'm like a robot. What do I do?
Seem all interesting.
I can only imagine the
Right,
relief
bro.
these officers feel being able to pawn Jim's storytelling off on someone else. While it is true that Ralph was on several medications, the injuries that the coroner is actively examining as Jim is being interviewed didn't come from a pill, a dog, a door, or stress, like Jim is trying to claim. After 40 minutes of rambling, police encourage Jim to give them a clear timeline. But with Jim, nothing is ever clear.
So then, when did you? Just a lot of time went by.
No, then he went to sleep.
Okay.
And I was working in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And I went outside with his animals. And I came in like normal because I didn't think anything was wrong. And just that he had a headache. And I gave him his pills.
Mm-hmm.
And I gave him an aspirin, like a bear, like he's supposed to have.
Mm-hmm.
And because he said he was, what do you call, having a headache. So then I gave him, he took his own pills. I just bring them to him and he takes them. And we took them with yogurt, peach yogurt.
Okay.
And then when I came back and he was sleeping, and then I thought, well, he's just, maybe he took too much of, sometimes his blood pressure goes low. So he took one, my one, and then 20 minutes later we gave him the other nitro. And he turned around and said, I'm gonna go to sleep right now, but thank you for this. And then when I went there, he was, but you have to expect that from an older person.
Alice is your
Cousin.
Should we let them?
Alice, tell her
Yeah.
what kind of a person I am.
Yeah, we'll let you guys visit. We'll get out of your hair.
Jim, are you? You're good though. Is there anything we can do for you? No, but
I wish I was dead. I got a roof to put on there. Oh,
I guess my question is, if we leave, are you going to be good? Are you going to be okay?
No,
Like, do we need to bring you to the hospital or not? Okay.
I'm a musical therapist, so
Okay.
All right.
I put my music on, but all of a sudden on TV, it's his farm channel, all this stuff that I've done that he likes, detective movies. I don't watch any TV.
So let me pose the
It's
question again.
horrifying.
If we leave, are you going to be okay? Are you going to? I mean, sadness is it should be expected.
Yeah.
But if we leave, you're going to be okay.
Yeah, I told my brother to
You got
come.
your cousin.
Yeah, I told my brother to come get my guns, so I'm all right. I don't even know how to hold them.
You
It's so sad. No, it's a joke. It's a joke. I have to
You
make
have guns in the
myself
house?
laugh. I have 2 guns. I have a pistol. I don't even know how to load them. I'm an animal lover. If I don't kill something, I don't eat. I'm non-violent. So I told my brother he could have.
What's
I
wrong
told
with
him
you?
He could have them the other day.
What's up,
before
brother?
this happened. Okay, but I'm not. Okay. I'm
Okay.
just
All right.
sad.
It's okay to be
I feel a
sad.
failure.
Big hit.
It's okay to be sad.
I believe that.
What if I'm 60? I'm going to be 70 years old, and look what I have to show. About
Yeah,
all the
right.
families together, and then they go on their own, and I'm nothing. I can't even go into a room with him and hold his hand.
Play RuneScape, it's fun.
It's a horrible thing to do to people. You don't do that to people, you know. And I hope it never happens to you. Because you're good people. You can't take care of people.
Yeah.
You know?
So
And I'm
if-
so proud. I hope you keep in touch with
Yeah.
you. Because I need that.
Yeah. If we have any more questions, mind if we stop by and
No, why did they have questions? I don't get it.
Oh no! If we come back and make sure you're okay, see how
Oh,
you're
I'm all
doing.
right. I'm all right. I got my
Okay.
family. My sister keeps calling.
All right.
And one thing, though, the family didn't like the sister of having a fight.
Okay.
All right.
Because I feel so a failure.
It's okay to grieve, Jim.
Okay, I agree.
All right.
Be with your cousin, okay?
Yeah, but
Take
going
care.
my puppy dog. You want a puppy dog?
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Despite police finally managing to break off the conversation, they find themselves in yet another one just hours later. The next day, Jim voluntarily comes to the station to offer more information. And he starts divulging it well before they even manage to get to an interview room.
First of all, he says, push the lamp back, and it's unplugged, but you put it, he said, the dog did it to him. It's the dog and the cat. Well, I couldn't find my phone, but I found it. It's holding urine. So I'll tell you, now I know what he meant.
I don't want no problem. I want the smoke like a goblin.
He reaches up to his cat, feeds his cat right here.
You have some YouTube video in the background? Yes.
So his head's over here, but he reaches up with this hand to turn it on. Well, apparently,
dude, I ate
because I know what those dogs do. They chase each other, but the cat probably thought he was going to give her food, so she ran, and that's why he asked me to fix the lamp fell over and hit him in the head. That's what happened.
So the lamp fell over and hit him in the head?
That's why that was, that's why that was there. I can't remember what side it was on, but he was apparently trying to get, I think it was on this side.
So what time was
that?
And
I said, that was about 7 o'clock. And I asked him, you want to go to the doctors? He said, no, it's just a little bump. I said, well, I don't know. And
we're sent both
then I think that's what caused that baby, because it was raining by the time. Did you see that there?
No,
I'm lifting him because I have bad hands now from an artery cut, and I got cellulitis. I have to pick him up like that to put him in the car, so wherever you touch him, he gets black and blue. His dogs jump on him, he's black and blue. In fact, he laughed about it yesterday. He says, I look like I went through World War II. We laughed about it last week. I said, oh my God, he's a big man. And so that's, when I found out his urinal was under the bed, and when he told me to fix his lamp.
Okay, Jim, so just here. Yeah, you're kind of jumping all over. So can you just start at whenever this first thing happened?
Okay, I went up
and then go all the way until you got to the car.
Oh my gosh! You from hearing the very disorganized story again. In short, Jim claims that the night before Ralph died, he had bruises from the dogs jumping on him and asked Jim to fix the lamp because it had fallen on him. Then Jim gave him his medication. Ralph slept. Then Jim tried to wake him, but there was no response. Jim tried to take Ralph to the hospital, where he hit his head on the edge of the car. After that, Jim called the ambulance for help. Ralph sure did get a lot of separate injuries in a short span of time. According to Jim, they're all accidental. But according to Ralph's ex-wife, Fran, Ralph had confided in her just 3 days before his death that Jim had become violent with him. He made Fran promise not to call the police because he was afraid of what would happen to him if they came. The fact that a 92-year-old man had to live in fear is heartbreaking and truthfully unacceptable. And soon detectives are going to be able to show how heinous his last few moments of life were.
So it's going to take some time, but the medical examiner is sending Ralph for a post. So they're going to do an autopsy on him and see if they can determine, that's what they're gonna try to see.
So I didn't know, and they could see that lamp fell on him.
So before they do that, though, they want to get your side. They want to know what happened. So if you want to take these home, this is just a statement form. And just start at the beginning and write.
Ralph and I got along good.
I'm not saying that.
Did that too?
No, not at all. No. They just want to know, the time of events and what happened. So then that helps them better when they're doing the autopsy.
Oh, okay.
So,
do I bring this right to the hospital?
No, you bring it back to me. You would bring it back to me whenever you finish it. And then I'll get it to the
So I have to tell the whole thing do I have to tell the whole day? Because we were all delivering ducks and stuff. He was fine. We had potato chip. We had a good time.
Anything you think is pertinent.
Yes.
Okay.
I just can't believe that this even happened, but I know what happened. No,
and it's
obvious. That's what it was. It's obvious. Yeah. And
so that'll help them, and maybe it'll help you too, writing it all down.
Yeah. I'd still want to talk to the doctor to tell me if I would have brought him.
Yeah.
He refused. I can't.
I got me messed up thing.
This is my home. Right. I don't want to leave my dogs.
Right.
And I said, all right, I really wish you should go. It's kind of a nice little bump, but then it got bigger after that. So.
I mean, it happens.
Yes.
So just start at the beginning there.
I have nothing to feel guilty about what happened.
No. So just if you can write all that down, just from the time,
Who's making them do the autopsy? Just do that.
Yeah, they do it because they want to know why. They're gonna see if it was the blood thinners,
Yeah.
And if something, something could have been medically
They
wrong.
didn't know that hit him.
Yeah.
There.
And it might not take much.
That's a wrist healing up pretty well,
that's
brother.
a heavy lamp. And if they're running and they hit and it flies.
Yeah.
And that's why he had you know, I didn't know what it was. He had some scratches, and it's from his dogs. Of course, the bruising is from his dog, but it's also from me lifting him every day. I gotta lift him and dress him. No matter way you touch him, he ends up that way. And I couldn't open up my hands. I have to go like this. So you're pushing like this on him, and he bruises on everything. Maybe that's why Francis and them won't talk to me. I hope they don't think that I did something. I don't know.
I don't.
Ralph told me I had to watch.
I think they're just sad too.
Yeah.
Everybody grieves differently. So
yeah. Oh, I'm so happy I came in.
Yeah, me
Were
too.
you going to bring this to me anyway?
Yeah, I was because you called. So yeah, just
you're doing your job.
Yeah,
you have to know what happened.
That's what, and I'm sure you want to know what happened,
yes,
right?
I do.
So just start at the beginning all the way until you called 911, okay? And then you can call and or bring it in and.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, just bring it in to me when you're finished with it.
Know that it wasn't me.
No, we just
have to check to see if the blood thinner still is.
Yeah, we gotta be thorough. That's
how do we get out of here?
Right here. Follow me.
Jim's desperation to speak to police to determine if they think he's innocent makes him look anything but. Just hours later, he has completed the paperwork, returned it, and called the police repeatedly to make sure the paperwork is okay. 3 days later, police arrive, bringing news he isn't going to like hearing. And again, he has a brand new story.
Hi. Hey, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Why don't you go down the driveway here, okay? Is that all the dogs outside?
Yeah.
Okay.
What did I do?
I didn't do anything.
Okay.
I'll explain it to you.
Okay. I didn't do anything, actually.
Okay.
I've been working all day. I've been taking care of everybody. What happened to Ralph?
Okay, so
I really would like to know.
Yep. So the reason I'm here today, the reason we're all here today, is because after his autopsy, some stuff just needs to be answered. Okay.
Okay.
So what I had to do because of that autopsy, and being that we don't know what happened to him, we have to investigate that. So this is a search warrant.
Oh, you can search the house.
To go into your house?
The upstairs is closed off, so he only stays downstairs.
Yeah.
And another thing I remember too from that day, I should really tell you this. We were
fighting last night,
driving to bring the animals to Kearney Road, and all of a sudden a deer ran out and about this far, and Ralph was going to fly into the dash because I slammed on the brakes, and I put my hand up like this to hold him back. When he would have hit his face right into the dash. So that's what happened. He had a seatbelt on, but he's so big, he was going right for the dash.
Okay.
But he didn't hit the dash because I put my hand there. I took very good care of Ralph. Okay.
Okay. So I'm just explaining this to you. You can stay out here with Sergeant Reed and and we're gonna.
Oh boy, I got a messed up thing
on. Go in the house. And we'll,
do they think
I
I did something to him?
Not right now. So
oh,
we're
good,
just,
because I didn't. I love that man. I went without life for him. Did they find any answer for his autopsy?
As far as what?
As what happened to him?
Well, he had a brain bleed.
Yeah.
But now we need to find out why he had a brain bleed.
Oh, okay. And you know, he was taking too much of those nitros, and he was taking aspirins besides his blood thinner. And he was taking like 6 of those a day. I didn't know he was taking those, but he did take 6 a day just in the day before. And now I didn't have any Tylenol. His legs were hurt. So he reached up and took the bare aspirine that was full. And his pills are in there too.
Yep, I'll be taking those. Okay, I'll be taking all his medications.
I'm glad you take it because they're and if you want to know anybody that knows me, I'm the kindest person in the world. I help everybody, and I help him. I'm the only one that ever took care of him. They didn't want him. They put him in nursing home, and everybody forgot him.
It's safe to say that Detective Reed pulled the short straw on the way to perform the search warrant. While the others search inside, he has a front row show to Mr. Entertainment's favorite performance, the Woe Is Me show.
You know what my life's going to be like? My sister said to me, please, Jim, don't be so kind and do all this for people. She says, we're all so worried about you. You've done this all your life, even as a child. You go over there and shovel all the those old people's driveways because their families didn't do anything for them. Go bring them food from my mother made. I'd sneak it. You know, I've always done that.
Do you want me to go? Is there a chair like up there I could grab for you to sit on?
Oh no, this is fine.
You sure?
Yeah, I don't want to sit in this wheelchair.
No, I see. There's a chair up on the porch. It looks like. Do you want me to go get it?
No, I'm fine. It's so kind of you.
Okay. Well, I see you're sliding off the hood. It
Oh,
doesn't
wow.
look very comfortable.
No, I have bad feet. I'm old. I'm getting arthritis. But this up until this time, I couldn't open this up. It did something to the tendon, so I was like this. And you know, and I don't get it because all I ever heard, even from his sister, you know, I wouldn't have my brother right now. They don't all get along, they can say.
Oh boy.
And she said, you gave my brother the most wonderful, I've never seen him so happy in his life. And many times I said, Ralph, do you want me, I don't have any rights to you, but do you want to go just for no reason at all? I said, you can make a choice. If you feel that you can get better care from somebody else, I'm very happy to step aside. I miss you. I'd be horrifying for me. I hope not. But if you want to, it's up to you. Never. And I asked him this once a year. Are you still happy here? Do you want to do something? I love having you. You're like my best friend and my soulmate. You're like my father, my brother. You're everything.
I was on the other
He was a
client.
wonderful guy. Still is.
So I have to go make a copy of this and bring it back to you.
You know I didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, this is what we gotta do, okay? We gotta collect evidence.
T's and dot all the I's.
That's it.
And I'm going to be friends with the family. I won't, because I'm not like that. His family's different. They're still really good people. Does that make sense?
I'll just get a copy of it and I'll come back and I can throw it in your car if you want.
Yeah.
I don't even have to bother you. So
Where is my baby? Come on. Will she come to you?
What?
Oh boy.
Even the dog is tired of the lies. Unfortunately, she's not able to commandeer an escape, and neither is Jim. After 4 months of painstaking investigation, police bring him in for questioning regarding Ralph's death.
How are you? Not well. 3 days. My heart.
Your heart? What's wrong with your heart?
My heart's been bad for 2 years.
Oh.
That's why when I do something, I can take a few minutes and then I have to sit down, you know? That's why my house.
Come on this way.
7 days. You know, I had Ralph sick and I had me. So I couldn't do much and then I got that infection. I still got it.
Good luck, brother.
See?
Yeah.
It just doesn't stop.
Okay.
Yes.
So.
I hope that everything's just at peace and nobody's at rest.
Go ahead and have a seat.
Thank you, sir. Oh.
So today, Jim, we're gonna, first off, you're free to go at any time. Okay?
Sure.
You're not under arrest or anything.
Okay. Nothing guilty about.
So.
Did my best.
We're not gonna get off topic today.
Yes.
I don't want to hear about.
No, I'm not gonna say nothing.
Felch. I don't want to hear about anybody else. We're only here to talk about Ralph.
Yes, and I miss Ralph. He was
Okay.
my life.
So, you understand you're free to go though?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I wanna.
Okay.
I wanna do this because I wasn't there to save him this time.
Okay.
And I can't live with that. He was my life. I didn't leave him for 2 minutes for 6 years. I stood on his bedside, saving him. Nobody wanted to save him. They wanted to let him die.
So you've told me all that. You've told me I have
for my own conscience.
I have 32 pages of everything you've told me.
Yes, that was for the day coming up.
So
the only thing I didn't put in there is that morning, because for a couple days he was saying he's having this terrible pain in his head. We're going to go through this. I was playing with the doctors for myself, and then he said he wanted to go in, and I didn't realize what a CAT scan was. When he said CAT scan, I was thinking his heart, because that's what's always been the problem, was his heart.
The fact that Jim claims Ralph had headaches leading up to his death is on several of the 32 pages sitting in front of the detective, and despite the detective's demand that they stay on topic, he's going to be writing another 32 pages after this interview.
So I got the medical examiner's report now.
Yeah.
Okay, the autopsy report. It's all right here.
Yeah, and I did trying to wake him. I did that in front of the ambulance too, trying to keep him awake.
So hold on now. let's just stop, okay? Let me.
I got my messed up thing. I won't.
And then
It's fine. You guys have been wonderful.
I'm gonna ask you questions, and
yeah,
that's where we're gonna go with it, okay?
Okay.
Here's what the autopsy.
We ran a promotion cutting the price of Mint Unlimited in half, and it was so popular, we're doing it again.
They found out in the autopsy.
Yes. Okay. I want to know.
The dogs
special attack
had
me,
nothing
then I
to do
special
with it.
attack you. It should be over.
Did he fall?
The dogs had nothing to do with it. Okay. The lamp. You see how high the lamp is?
Yeah.
That's about it. That is a little higher than what it was when it was on his dresser. Okay.
Yeah.
And when I was there, you even laid down on the bed and you showed me.
Yeah, because he was inside the bed.
That is not what did it either.
Was it natural?
No, it's not natural. Okay.
Okay.
This is. It's not from whiplash, from slamming on the brakes for the deer, because it's not, and it's not from his head hitting the dashboard, because you told Deputy Benson that you both had your seatbelts on.
Yeah, he went forward.
And you never hit.
Like this.
So
I caught him from behind when he came back.
Okay, so I'm telling you everything that it's not.
Okay.
Okay?
Is it here?
I will read to you verbatim what the medical examiner said.
Yes.
Okay? So just hold on a second.
Big hit. Oh, you dead, boy. But a little too slow, my guy.
You ready?
Ready.
The lesions in the brain are indicative of very significant trauma. While the presence of considerable cardiac disease may have contributed to this man's death, death is believed most likely to be closed head injury based upon the findings of the autopsy. Now, that being said, there's no could've, there's no anything. What happened, Jim? And I don't know how it happened. I'm hoping you're going to tell me, because,
I wasn't outside.
Throughout the course of the day somewhere, something happened. Now, you have noted in your report, and in this report many times to me, you have told me personally how mean Ralph was to you.
Well, he would get mean when he didn't take his pills. No, he wasn't mean to me. Mean. He would have a panic attack. That's not mean. And I understood that. He would. If I went outside for any amount of time, if I went out for 15 minutes, like to mow the lawn, but I always came right back in. He would go to sleep and then he'd wake up and he'd think that somebody threw him in a nursing home, and that's what he would go for. Yes.
So
going into the house, that's the point that I was so worried about, is because see this hand here? I couldn't use this, and this one I had puncture this side, no hands, and I went to go open the door to get him in, and this, see how the dogs run.
Mm-hmm.
So he was. I had him backed up. I brought him up onto the deck, and I was bent over, and Ralph says, "Hurry up! I've got to go and peek out the urine." So I said, "Okay, we'll get you in." But these dogs are trying. Let me see if I was having a hard time getting the key open because I had no power in my hands. And then I got the door open, and I said, "Well, we're gonna have to go in pretty quick." And I didn't know that he went behind me. And when I turned around, I bumped him.
How did he get behind you?
He rolled his wheelchair back up on me. He had a bad habit of doing that.
So here, have a seat.
Ralph was not a mean person. He had panic attacks and say, "How could you leave me here?"
Have a seat.
Yeah.
So
he wasn't a mean. He was the most wonderful person until he would wake up from nightmares and think. I slept in that rocking chair.
You've told me many times how nasty he was to you.
Sometimes when he was mad at me, no, he was nasty at me for not letting him get a divorce from his wife.
Well,
but that's not the nasty. It's not nasty. And it was he would say, "Look at this." He says, if he woke up from a dead thing, he said, something. How did he
Inspire
put it
me,
one
thank
time?
you.
I couldn't come right. I was doing something for him. And he said, something,
That's a good
you're
name.
ugly. And he just said jokes. Then
Are
we
you not
laughed
at
about it.
Freddy's?
It was funny. We laughed about it because I know he didn't mean it.
So Jim, I don't.
Yeah.
Are you a drinker?
I have a drink once in a while. I make a hot toddy at night. Ralph had it one too.
Once in a while?
Well, no, just once. Yeah, once in a while.
So
we're not really.
So listen,
drinkers.
I don't care. Okay,
No.
but are you a drunk?
No. No.
Because every time we've talked to you, somebody throughout this whole thing has always smelled alcohol on you. Always.
That was because after that happened, I felt so bad that I had a drink just to relax me to try to go to sleep. This was after this happened. I had a drink, but otherwise I don't drink hardly at all.
Because I mean, I could see.
I had a shot.
Hold on. I could see if you were drinking, you don't remember something that happened.
No, it was only just a shot in some either in tea or honey. It was like a hot toddy.
Alcohol was so prevalent on Jim's breath in several of the meetings that all of the detectives noted it in their report as something they noticed upon first speaking with him. While saying he doesn't drink may seem like a small lie, it's ultimately the one that's going to help seal his fate.
So then how did this happen to Ralph? You have told me many times in here that you hope we don't think you did it. You hope Fran doesn't think you did it.
I hope that they don't think.
Here's the problem we have.
No, me bumping him could have done that.
Here's the problem we have.
Myself.
It's not a bumping thing.
Isn't it?
No. In here, they said it would take at least 30 pounds of force.
Really? What did he hit? Did he fall on the floor?
I want you to tell me.
I don't know. I was outside.
If he fell on the floor and hit his head like that, you would have come in and he would have still been on the floor. There's no way he could have got up.
He climbed. He was on. I don't understand.
Because you tell me all the time how you would have to pick him up and move him all the time because he couldn't walk.
He could stand up. When I went out the door.
See, that's not what you told me before.
When I went out the first time to the door, he asked me to feed the cat. So I went and got his cat runs to him, and he feeds him by the lamp. And she came up there and he said, "Would you get me my cat food?" So I went and got the cat food, put it on there, and when I went out the door, he stood up. He could stand up.
Why didn't you tell me that before? Why did you never mention that before?
Because I didn't think about that, because I thought about that afterwards. And he got up, and I remember thinking, geez, he's got such full legs. He's
because you say in here all the time that you wouldn't let him do that. I wouldn't. So why wouldn't you go back and help him sit back down?
No, it didn't. He got up, and I told him not to do that. So he sat back down. He did sit there.
So the point.
I thought I put that in there.
The point here is. This isn't, it's getting to the point now, we're so far into this where it's not looking good.
No,
That's why I ask if you were drinking and maybe.
No, we didn't have anything there after that.
Hold on. So if you, I want you to be quiet for a second, okay?
Oh, I will.
If you were drinking.
Wasn't drinking.
And something happened.
Yeah.
Okay? And maybe you don't remember it. That's one thing, and that's fine.
We had a drink together.
So Jim, I just want to know, did you do something to him accidentally that you don't know, that maybe you don't remember?
Well, that's what I'm telling you. When I was bringing him through the door.
That didn't do it.
That didn't do it?
That didn't do it.
Oh, and the only thing that I could think of was that he had, when I went outside, I did tell him, "Ralph, don't stand up. I'll take care of you when I get in." And he said, okay, and then he said that he was, I came in, I said hi to Mike outside. It was kind of late, and each dog took like probably 15-20 minutes before that, and then there was.
But you say that you never left his side. You said right here, I would not let him out of my sight.
No, then I did, but that day I had to. I was out with the dogs.
But why? If
they were peeing. Well, he was peeing.
But if you didn't want Ralph up, if you're telling me that Ralph stood up after you were started to go outside, why didn't you
sitting up when I went out?
So okay, so now you're telling me
he finished urinating.
So now you're telling me he sat up.
Well, he is sitting up. He always didn't want to be. We're gonna get ready for supper. I'm gonna make something.
You know. Here's where we're at. Okay.
I know, and I don't.
I know what I believe happened.
Well, I don't know what happened. I was outside. I came in. When I came in, he was laying on his side like
When I asked you what did this to him, you know what you told me?
What?
The lamp.
I thought, no, he was holding the lamp. Okay, and he was laying on the bed.
Have a seat.
Wait, can I show you?
No, just have a seat. Okay. I can picture it.
He was laying on the bed because his bed is this way. And he was laying on the bed.
What the heck? Okay, have a seat.
Okay. And he had his hand up.
Have a seat.
Okay, he had his hand up, and he was holding the lamp was like part off, way off, and I said, "What happened?" And he said, the dogs were running through the house and they knocked everything over. They pulled the curtains down.
So that's not what killed him. His closed head injury is from somebody hitting.
Where was it?
What do you mean? Where was it?
Where was it?
Do a nice eat by him. Nice eat by him, guys. What is this, RuneScape? Yes. One on Ben's, bro. Head. And a Hail Mary.
Valorant celebrates its birthday, a special milestone.
Transition going?
Thank you, as always, dear players,
Going all right.
our amazing community, for staying with us through every challenge all this time. In honor of this event that brings us all together, we decided to give you a choice of something you won't want to miss. One of two unique limited edition skins designed especially for you, which you can get today. Click on the ad, choose the skin you like best, whichever suits your style, and get it on right away your account.
Where was the injury on his head?
Right by his bruises on his face.
That's where I caught him when we went in the car.
No, James, you don't realize what's going on here. You have said so far early in the day that this headache started, and then you came in and he's got bruising that you're like, well, where did the bruising come from? So something happened earlier in that day, no other time, because that brain bleed, it only could go a few hours before it turned into what it did. Not days, nothing. So,
I don't know
something,
but I might have bumped him going into the car.
When
we went to deliver all the animals.
You did not bump him with 30 pounds or more.
Why would it be 30 pounds?
That's what they determine. That's how they get out their calculators and they're
No, seriously, the only thing that I remember is when he slid over at that Calumet Road, and we both and then I went over there and he went flying.
Jim,
in fact, the deer had eggs on. He even said that.
Jim, I have a report from a trooper who is an accident investigator, and he's been all up and down that road.
Yeah.
He did not see any tire marks at the time.
I wanted to take him there. I called. I said
he went up and down that road for days, and he did not find a single tire mark that would be related to your car.
Ralph's injuries are even more heinous than the detective is portraying here. A CT scan of his head revealed 3 distinct brain injuries, akin to those from a car crash, a fall from height, or a violent assault.
I think, and everyone else is going to think, that you did something here.
No,
I'm going to show you something.
I would get mad at him when he didn't do things like this, my poor guy.
Look at his eye. Look at his face. Look at his chin. You think, and you're going to sit here and tell me you think dogs did this to him?
Well, how did that end up there? That wasn't, I don't know how he's black and blue. He must have fallen.
When?
When I was outside. When I came in.
Okay, so I'll piggyback off that and I'll say, okay, he did fall. Let's just say he fell. Ralph at 92 years old, and he hits that hard, his is not getting off the ground without someone helping him.
Yeah. Well, he had this before.
Had what before?
Some of those black and blue marks.
Why?
Because the dogs were jumping on him, and he had hit his head. I had
here. Let me show you this now.
And slapped him.
Let me show you this.
To get awake. What's that?
Do you know what that is?
No.
Do you know what the autopsy is telling me and the medical examiner? There's one on each side of his neck, and the one
I
on
was
the.
holding him up when I was trying to wake him up.
Why would you not tell me you grabbed him by the neck?
I did grab him by the neck.
You didn't tell me you did that.
Yes, I had to hold his head up when I was trying to hold him up, and I couldn't. I was trying to get him
Oh,
out
I
of bed,
won't
and I
have
shook
me.
his head to wake him up.
Why would you grab someone like this? Not with two hands.
Yeah.
Like this. Why would you grab someone like this?
Because
by
I
the neck?
had him like this.
By the neck?
No, hand here. I was trying to pull him up to get him into the wheelchair.
Jim, we're getting off point here. But this is on his neck.
That's where I was holding him.
Why?
His head was coming
Why
down.
in the hell would you hold someone by the neck like that when they can't? That's going to make it to where they can't breathe.
No, that might have been even when I was trying to get his jaw open.
So listen, you keep changing where you held him. It doesn't matter. I have bruises
What
to
is
show
this
me.
from?
There's.
Oh no, that's from the.
There's many bruises,
and that's from lifting him up.
Listen. I'm inclined to believe where all these bruises came from. When you tell me the dogs jumped on him, I'm inclined to believe that, but I'm telling you right now, I don't believe the dogs did this because the medical examiner is telling me they didn't, and I don't believe the dogs did this. I want to know why, Jim. I want to know why. This is your fingerprint.
Yes, I'm trying to hold him up. I tried to get him out of bed. I'm holding on to him. I got him into the wheelchair.
Why would you grab someone by the neck like this? This is how you grabbed him.
No,
this is Jim.
I'm going to show you.
Jim, sit down. Have a seat.
Yeah, but I lived.
This is how you did it. You know why this is how you did it? Because that's what the evidence shows. It shows on this side and that side a perfect measurement of a hand doing this. Nothing else.
I don't understand that. I don't remember.
What do you mean? Okay, so
I remember. I remember trying. He was already unconscious. This is like 2:30 in the morning.
So why would you grab him by the neck?
Because I pulled him up this way. I had his head was going back, so I picked him up. I told you that in there. I picked him up.
The marks don't show that because there's a fingerprint on this side and thumb on the other, which would only mean that your right hand grabbed him by the neck.
No, when he was.
So if you don't remember doing this, that's fine, but that's what we're trying to get at.
I was trying to get him, and I remember when he was laying in bed, I waked him up, and I thought, geez, he's not breathing right. And then I thought he's sleeping because when I woke him up at 1 o'clock, he said he was. I don't remember what time this was when all this happened. We came home late.
Jim,
and
I'm telling you what the evidence is telling me.
Could that have been when I took him out of the car?
Let's not say could have anymore because
I don't know.
It doesn't. I'm telling you what happened. You grabbed him. Here's the things we do know. You grabbed him by the neck with one hand.
Could that have been when
that happened?
Could that take him out of the? I took him out of the car, and I have to bend his head.
But why? Why would you grab someone by the? This is how you did that.
That was trying to get his teeth out.
You grabbed him by the throat.
No, I had this way and I was going like this, trying to get his mouth open. I remember doing that. I said that to you, and his lip was bleeding.
You never said any of this to me.
Oh, well, that's what I told the. Oh, at the hospital, I told them I tried to get their teeth out. That's
you didn't tell them that either.
Yeah, I did.
I have their report too.
No, I said she asked me if I got his teeth. I said no.
Jim, they put everything down.
Skip.
Okay,
yes.
and that never.
I didn't even know it had anything to do with his head. I thought.
So I'm going to tell you what I think happened. You want to hear what I think happened?
Cool.
I think
there's no audio on your TikTok. What do you mean,
Ralph
man?
was probably on you about something.
No, he wasn't.
Listen, you asked what I think now.
Yes.
I want to tell you, and I don't want you to say anything until I'm done. Okay? Not a word.
Yes.
I think you got mad at Ralph for something.
No.
You were talking again, Jim.
Okay.
Listen, I think you got mad at Ralph for something. I don't know that you remember doing it, but I think you grabbed Ralph, because this is what the evidence shows me. While Ralph was laying in bed, you grabbed him by the neck, and you took your other hand and you hit him with that lamp in the head.
I did not. I wasn't even near that lamp.
That's what I think happened.
No, it's not. Honest to God, that's
because
not.
Everything that I have, all this paperwork, everything in the report,
I did not.
That is what
I wasn't even near the lamp. I came in from outside.
You're lucky that I didn't bring in the picture of when they his open to take it out, and you should see the massive amount of that is in his head on the left side. Why? Because he was hit with something 30 pounds of pressure or more. That's why.
The dogs knocked that. I know
The dogs did not do it.
He did it.
The dogs.
He said the dogs did. I
Listen,
said, Ralph.
the dogs did not cause this, Jim.
And I picked him up.
So this is your one opportunity.
No, I
okay?
did not.
Because it's going to go down how
Dude,
either I want to put it or how you want to put it.
This, I'm going to tell you something.
So stop. Let's just take a break.
Where does the lamp come in?
Let's just take a break.
I thought maybe the lamp
Because
fell
you
on him.
said the lamp is what did this.
Yeah, brother.
I thought it was. I didn't know. It was still on. It was still on the thing. It was off the edge.
You think dogs did this whole thing right here? You think dogs
I
did
don't
that?
know what that's from.
You think they did it?
All I know is I was slapping him to wake him up. I did it in front of the ambulance.
If that happened, he'd have marks on the other side too, and he doesn't.
I did this. I was here like this, Ralph. Wake up, Ralph. And I was doing that, and I did it in front of the ambulance people.
Jim.
And the cop was there.
Jim.
Who's the cop that was there?
Jim.
Or the policeman.
I want you to think about this for a second.
I'm not. This did not.
Think about
happen. I have no idea what happened.
Think about how it looks.
It does. I had to revive him. And
so here's how it would go. Here's
you would believe
hang
how
on.
it was hard
Here's
to
how
get
it
him
would
into
go.
that chair. He was dead weight.
Here's how it would go. Okay.
Yeah.
Because exactly what I told you is what I think happened. I think maybe you.
I was never met him.
Everybody knows that you drink, and you told me you don't.
No, I have a drink once in a while. I don't drink often. Lately, after I did it, I got a drink.
So then the question to me, the question that I want to ask is, did you do something to him because you just were sick of taking care of him? Or did you do something to him and maybe you don't remember doing it?
No, it wasn't that I didn't remember.
Did you catch that? Jim has just made a big mistake, and he doesn't even realize it. The detective steps out of the room to consult with other officers who have been watching. When they point out the Freudian slip Jim's made, the detective knows he has a direct plan of attack.
Listen, Jim.
When Ralph died, then I did
here
because
listen.
I was so
the night
sad.
in question,
yes,
you told me.
Yes.
Just now, you told me into this conversation today. You told me that.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet
That's
Base
all, what?
44, a complete AI creation platform made for anyone with an idea and a drive to bring it to life. Describe what you want and watch it take shape. You can plan, customize, and expand
Try to end this
in
early
any
for ya.
direction. From tools built for
Close, but
one,
no
to
cigar.
platforms ready for many. From passion projects to enterprise-grade systems, everything is built in and ready to launch.
Don't
It's
do
a
it.
new world of creation, where you can go as far as your imagination takes you. Can you imagine it? Let's make your
Give me a
dream a
chance.
reality right now.
Don't do it. Hit me. What the heck was that guy? He didn't even attack me that much, bro. What's up, Hilly?
You guys were having drinks, and then you had another one after you did it.
No, I didn't do it.
What did you do?
Huh?
You said that to me.
I didn't do it. Let's do it.
I don't know. I want you to tell me. You said you guys had your hot toddies, and then you had one after you did it.
That was.
What did you do?
After I got the dogs out. I did it. Let's did it.
You didn't mention the dogs anywhere in there.
The dogs were. I got the dogs back.
We had a
in
69
after
episode
this,
done.
Went over to Ray, because Ray told us that my dogs go over there, he would do something to us. So I ran over there. I could hardly walk.
Jim, I want to know.
I was having like a heart attack all the way through this. But after Ralph died.
I'm not worried about after.
I did have
Jim, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about after. I'm worried about the night of.
Catch her by surprise.
You said we had our hot toddies. We both drank.
Yeah.
And then I had one after I did it. What did you do? Is what I'm asking.
Oh, what did I do? Did what?
I don't know. You tell me. What did you do? When you said that, what do you mean by that? What did you do? What did you do when you said I had one after I did it? That's what I want to know. So sit there and think about it. And when you figure it out, I'm all ears.
I didn't say I did it.
I can play it back.
But I'm telling you, I don't remember if I knew what it was. I don't know what I was talking about there.
I don't know what you're talking about either, and I have to put it in my report, and I'm trying to be on your side here, but you're making it very difficult for me.
Didn't do anything.
Backed into a corner, Jim tries to hold on to one more lie. That he must have given Ralph the injuries when he hit him opening the door.
So listen, I am gonna set up a polygraph for you
because this got to end.
Good. I need it to end. I can't spend any more time on this.
Even if they make me guilty or whatever they do, it doesn't matter. I gave the most.
Well, we know. Listen, like I said, being guilty or not guilty, we know that you hit him hard enough.
Sometimes, and that's the most only when I can really think that it happened there.
That is something that would cause the brain bleed.
And the marks,
depending on how hard you hit him.
Could have came from when I slammed on the deer.
I'm not. And
does that make sense?
There is one time that he got it in the head hard enough to cause.
That has to be that.
To cause that.
Yes, I bet you that was where it was. And that's what I'm feeling guilty about.
Well,
I should have.
Listen, accidents happen, but now we just got to determine: did you turn around because he was at you to get in the door, and you
didn't say nothing? We were just very happy.
So listen, I'm going to set up a polygraph for you. I'm going to call you, and I'm going to tell you a date and time to go up to Marquette.
Okay.
To the forensic lab. They will do it for you. They're really good. It'll probably be an hour.
I want to work with everybody.
Yep. So
listen, bring them back. So
it's not.
And if they do it, I don't care because I have nothing to live for anyway. He was my life.
Jim,
I gave my life for him.
We're trying to figure out what happened to him. But we know what it wasn't now. And you know what it wasn't now. It wasn't the dogs. It wasn't the dogs. It wasn't the cat. It wasn't them.
It wasn't the lamp.
It was you.
I must have did it when I opened the door. Probably was me.
So now you'll take a polygraph, and that'll prove that Jim, he did it, but it was an accident.
Yes.
So that's where we're at, okay?
Eventually, based on overwhelming evidence, Jim was taken into custody and charged with second-degree murder, manslaughter, and 2 counts of lying to a police officer. He was ultimately convicted on reduced charges of involuntary manslaughter and lying to a law enforcement officer, earning him a minimum of 54 months in prison. Hopefully, whoever his cellmate is has some earplugs, because he's going to need them.
Yeah, bro. I was on a good streak, man. Cashed into tier 10. Like, come on now. And just at the last moment of the special attack, bro. Sad, it's sad. Know what I mean?
Score great deals for back to school from Best Buy.
I'm doing so good, man. How you doing? I'm doing okay.
Hi everybody. So this it's got that nice grip out of the way. It's gonna good place in. Put the volume up. Xbox update. If you say being a play game again, does it? No issues. And you can have that that supports a 4th. So I think a new game controller that's coming that's going to be even better than this and this. I've said it already. I think it's going to be the best controller that's ever landed on this desk. I'll see you in the next video.
Oh crud, bro.
Like the color's so bad. The wings look like it's melting as well. It really adds to the wet concrete feel. For sure it does.
In the early morning hours of October.
I don't want to re-gear, man, but I'm gonna What's a barrel? Cutting into my profits, bro. Sad. Are playing on 2 streams? Heck yeah. What's up, LML? I'm doing okay. Any good PKs? Not really. I'm still up like 10, 13 mil or something. Hopefully we get this guy. Okay, cool. Better not run, no boy. Back over here. Dang it, man. Dang it, man. Just dang it, bro. That's so sad. Like, why do I die there, man? Cringe just flip, bro. Give me my stuff back, man. Where's my ammo? That was a dumb risk. Fuck, man. I hate dying on this game. I cut into my profits way too hard, man. Dumb death. You pissed me off by running, bro. Yeah, dude. Alright, we got next one. So sad. So sad. Died twice in a row, bro. Getting like 6 or 7. Man. Enough for a bond at least. Like we won't get a fight for a while, guys. Hey, what's up, Chase? That brother? Fought this guy before. I think he killed me. Gotta be careful. Hey baby, one more time, you're dead. Dead, I said. Oh, she's a triple eater. This guy's an eater. Nice one, champion. Run along now, boy. Get out of here. New world record today, guys. Donkey Kong.
In
On a nice kill. Something over 5 mil. Nice rush, bro. Now you're just going down, my boy. Going down, my boy.
Watch what happens when this Karen keeps running into.
Benefit of playing on 2 accounts at once, so potentially more loot. Also lose a little bit more health here. But it's been good. A little bit harder though. Gotta watch accounts at once.
Tab S9.
South Park humiliated Trump, Kristi Noem, and ICE, but the reaction this time just exposed a lot. How the Trump ICE raids, including these new ones getting caught on camera, are getting worse, with the craziest yet to come. And the big push to let 16-year-olds vote in elections has everyone divided. We're talking about all of that and even more on today's brand new Philip DeFranco show. You daily dive into the news, starting with this. South Park just humiliated the Trump administration again. Though this time it was less about Trump himself and more people in his orbit. But also it even started before the episode aired last night, or because the Department of Homeland Security tried to use South Park as a way to promote itself, posting a still of the episode's teaser where ICE agents descended upon South Park with the caption, join.ice.gov. With then South Park ratioing the government commenting, wait, so we are relevant? Hashtag eat a bag of dicks. With that, of course, referencing the White House last month responding to the first episode where they said, the show hasn't been relevant for over 20 years and is hanging on by a thread with uninspired ideas and a desperate attempt for attention. But really, whatever you think about South Park, they have people's attention. And they got it again last night on an episode that focused on the elementary school counselor, Mr. Mackey, where he loses his job because what the Trump administration is doing to schools, and because he needs money, he joins ICE for its large salary. And as they're mocking the low quality of people being allowed in to ICE, we are introduced to Trump's DHS secretary, Kristi Noem. And over the course of the episode, they really lean into mocking aspects of why she's been called ICE Barbie, where everything seems to be for a photo shoot or a video. People are having to constantly put on makeup, inject stuff, just keep her face from falling off, which literally it does fall off. But in addition to that, they really lean into the dog controversy with Kristi Noem, which, in case you forgot, she once told and then defended a story about how she shot and killed her own dog because it was untrainable. And over the course of the episode, she just shoots dog after dog in the face. She even snipes crypto, and as the credits run, she shoots up
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How did you get 30-30?
With the price of just about everything going up, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently
a dog store. And then as far as their critique of ICE, you have the new recruits loading into trucks for the first ICE raid. You have an agent advising them, keep your hands and feet inside the vehicle at all times, like it's a Disneyland ride. They raid a Dora the Explorer live show. ICE even later raids Heaven, with Noam reminding her agents if it's brown, it goes down. And then, separate from that, they included JD Vance this week as a pint-sized babyface sycophant whom Trump calls annoying and stupid. With Trump even kicking Vance off screen at one point like he's a football, but the VP loyally returning to his side as if nothing happened. And then separate Separate from the administration itself, South Park made fun of Charlie Kirk and Charlie Kirk types, right? Rage bait, influencer debate bros. With Carbon at one point, who's taken on this role, saying, these young college girls are totally unprepared, so I can just destroy them and also edit out the ones that actually argue back well. It just feels so good. And then, notably, as far as the reactions to this week we saw some of the people portrayed in South Park trying to roll with it. With Charlie Kirk saying the whole thing's awesome, he found it hilarious. JD Vance also seemingly taking that angle, saying, well, I finally made it, which, seems to be a drastically different reaction than from the first episode, where you had the White House going, they're not even relevant, and reports coming out that the real president was reportedly seething. And of course, all of this, it's playing out as South Park has now 48 more episodes to go with their new contract, with them seemingly set up to be a fixture of political discourse for a while. And then, next up in the news today, we've got to talk about ICE's latest controversial and likely illegal raid, the agency's massive recruitment campaign, a key new court battle in the White House's war on non-citizen students, and the president's most recent effort to gain more seats in Congress by any means necessary. Starting with that raid, which involved masked, heavily armed ICE agents jumping out of a rental truck and ambushing people at an LA Home Depot. Because if you've ever been to a Home Depot, immigrant day laborers gather outside looking for work, which is why they've become such a big target of Trump's immigration enforcement. And here, you had a worker saying that a rental truck pulled up to the parking lot at around 6:45 in the morning, the driver telling people in Spanish that he had work to offer. But then someone pulls up the back of the truck and ICE pours out, chasing and arresting anyone they can. And you actually had a Fox News correspondent publishing footage from inside the truck, with that reposted by a Border Patrol commander in California who called it Operation Trojan Horse. If he seems familiar to you, that's because he's been previously accused of misleading the public, saying of an immigration sweep that his agents had a predetermined list of targets, many with criminal records. But then records later showed that 77 out of 78 people detained had no prior record with the agency, with there being frequent reports of people just being targeted by ICE based on their appearance and whether they spoke Spanish, which is why you end up having Latino U.S. citizens getting swept up in raids. It also led to a federal judge ordering the Trump administration to halt indiscriminate immigration stops and arrests in 7 California counties, including Los Angeles last month, with a judge writing in her order that there was a mountain of evidence that federal immigration enforcement tactics were violating the Constitution. And in fact, last week, an appeals court upheld her ruling. And so the big question with this Home Depot raid is whether it violated the original order. Now there you have DHS claiming that the agents arrested 16 undocumented people from Guatemala, Mexico, Honduras, and Nicaragua. But notably, they didn't answer questions about their tactics or whether agents had been looking for specific people. So in response, you had a spokesperson for one California-based rights group saying, it is deeply disturbing that the federal government will stoop to these levels to continue their campaign of terror against working Angelenos. Saying these are Angelenos looking for an honest day's living. What we see in the video looks like an assault on people's liberties, an assault on individuals that were standing there looking for a job in a targeted operation that was in fact lawless. Right, and all of this it's not a random one-off. You've got the head of another Southern California nonprofit claiming that Border Patrol agents seem to be making the same rounds again, saying they're hitting the same places that they hit in the past, but with new tactics, including pretending to be employers to lure people in. And you even had the rental truck company Penske chiming in, saying they're aware of what happened and Penske strictly prohibits the transportation of people in the cargo areas of its vehicles under any circumstances, saying the company was not made aware that its trucks would be used in today's operation and did not authorize this. And finally, saying they'd reach out to DHS to reinforce its policy to avoid improper use of its vehicles in the future. But that then brings us to the second thing here, and that is that if you are over 40 and you're interested in potentially breaking the law and terrorizing local communities, I've got great news for you. DHS is now waiving age limits on joining ICE, with that being just one part of a new campaign to massively expand their ranks. Campaign, remember, that's coming after Trump's mega bill funneled an unprecedented $170 billion towards immigration enforcement. And they're claiming that more than 80,000 Americans applied to join in just 1 week since it launched the new recruitment drive, with people being drawn in with an offer of up to a $50,000 signing bonus, student loan repayment assistance, and other benefits. And as far as the age requirements, it used to be that candidates to be criminal investigators, with limited exceptions, couldn't be older than 37 years old, and deportation officers couldn't be over 40. But now, they don't care, assuming that you meet the other limited requirements, with DHS actually announcing it by posting this, saying we're taking father-son bonding to a whole new level. To which you saw certain things play out, like someone responding saying drop the degree requirement and let the good old boys in. Think I can handle a little discomfort and taking down illegals, don't need a degree for that. To which DHS proudly responded, no college degree required to be a deportation officer. Which actually, that brings us to the third thing that I want to talk about, and that is that some people in the process of getting their degrees are now suing the Trump administration. And it's about free speech and censorship, with Stanford University's student newspaper, the Stanford Daily, saying in their lawsuit that several of the newspaper's writers have been forced to self-censor or keep the paper out of fear that the government would retaliate for what it publishes, claiming that it's received a number of requests from lawfully present non-citizens to have their names, quotes, or photos removed from articles, that many international students have stopped speaking to the paper journalists altogether. And notably, this new lawsuit is somewhat similar to a case that just went to trial in Boston last month. And there you had people including the American Association of University Professors suing the Trump administration over what they called its ideological deportation policy that's led to several students fleeing the country or going into hiding to avoid arrest. Several students and academics testifying about how they'd scrubbed their social media profiles, censored their speech, turned down opportunities out of fear. Even had members of the Trump administration testifying, including a Homeland Security agent belonging to the unit normally tasked with tackling drug, financial, and other crimes, with him explaining how he was told by the State Department to prioritize the arrest of Rumeysa Öztürk, a Tufts University student from Turkey with no criminal record who once wrote an op-ed critical of Israel. And he said that he was explicitly told not to inform her that her visa had been revoked. But I'll add, while a ruling there is expected this month, the Stanford case is also a little bit different. It goes further than others that have targeted the student arrests. We're taking aim at the constitutionality of the underlying legal argument that the Trump administration has relied on to arrest and try to deport foreign students. It revolves around two key provisions in the Immigration and Nationality Act. The first allows the Secretary of State to deport non-citizens if the Secretary personally determines that the alien's admission would compromise a compelling United States foreign policy interest. And the second gives the Secretary the power to revoke a visa or documentation at his or her discretion. The lawsuit says that invoking the power in response to speech is a clear violation of the First Amendment, with the complaint saying Marco Rubio and the Trump administration are trying to turn the inalienable human right of free speech into a privilege contingent upon the whims of a federal bureaucrat, triggering deportation proceedings against non-citizens residing lawfully in this country for their protected political speech regarding American and Israeli foreign policy. As far as the government's response, you had a spokesperson for DHS calling it baseless, saying there is no room in the United States for the rest of the world's terrorist sympathizers, and we are under no obligation to admit them or let them stay here. But then all of that, it brings us to the final thing that I want to talk about in this section, and that is that Trump is trying to keep undocumented immigrants off the U.S. Census, with him posting that a new and highly accurate census will be based on modern-day facts and figures, and importantly, using the results and information gained from the presidential election of 2024, and adding, people who are in our country illegally will not be counted in the census. And notably, this is not the first time that Trump has tried this. During his first term, he moved to add a citizenship question to the census, but a federal appeals court ruled the move was illegal, and the Supreme Court ultimately blocked it. But a key thing there is that the Supreme Court declined to explicitly rule on whether people without legal status can be excluded by the president from counts. Right, and that is Article 1 of the Constitution is required a census every 10 years to determine the number and distribution of seats in the House of Representatives. And the 14th Amendment separately requires the whole number of persons in each state to be included in the census, with the key word being persons, not citizens, so it's going to be interesting to see what sort of legal argument they try to use in this case. And then I've got more news for you in just a minute, but okay, options here are on what
Bye-bye. You hear that Hulk Hogan passed away? Yeah. Whether he did. Let's take a break. Take a break. Alright. See you guys later. Might be live later. Might make